Hey guys, the official trailer is finally out. It includes only scenes from the first 3 episodes, and mostly what we already know about. Trailer begins with Arya Stark in the halls of Winterfell, running away from the Whites that have at this point breached Winterfell gates and overcome all of Winterfell. It's episode 3, the battle for Winterfell. Then we have Davos on the walls of Winterfell, either from the episode 2 ending or episode 3 beginning. Davos is in charge of archers, just as he was at the Battle of the Bastards. During the battle, women, children and those who cannot fight will be in the crypts of Winterfell. But it might not be the safest place to be at, since there are secret passages built for the Stark Lords, so they could escape in emergency, and if theories are true and if the Night King was a Stark, he'd probably know of that secret passage and it could lead him to the crypts. We also get to see Euron's Iron Fleet filled with the Golden Company, that's coming to help Cersei retrieve 7 kingdoms under her rule. This scene is from the Season 8 premiere, and this is Cersei overseeing it. Although this could also be the scene where Cersei meets Jon Snow. Leaked photos confirm they will meet, and this location seems to be the same as from the leaked photos. Then we have Beric and Tormund who, just as I said, went straight to Castle Black after the destruction of the Eastwatch and reunited with Ted, the acting Lord Commander of the Night's Watch, gathered as many men as they could and marched south. This is them arriving at either Last Heart or Carhold, castles of House Somber and House Karstark, both of which will be destroyed by the Night King. They basically arrived to see nothing. There are no dead nor alive. Everyone who was defending it is now part of the Army of the Dead. This is also from the Season 8 premiere. Here I assume Bran says to Sam that it's better if he is the one to tell Jon the truth, and Sam tries to figure out the best way to deliver such information. This right here is one of the opening scenes of Season 8, with Jon and Dany passing through Wintertown and arriving at Winterfell. Besides Jon, Dany and her armies, of course dragons arrive as well, and Sansa seems to be just as impressed as Arya is. This scene belongs in the episode 2 finale. Jon and Dany will be in the crypts of Winterfell discussing Ned Stark's death, and at this point Jon knows who his true parents are. Then we have our favorite blacksmith, either forging weapons out of dragonglass, or even trying to forge brand new Valyrian steel swords now when they have both, dragonglass and dragonfire, in which many believe lies the secret to forging Valyrian steel. One or the other, the two are the only substances capable of killing the White Walkers, and they need it now more than ever with the dead coming for them. Then we have Jorah, commanding the Dothraki and lining them outside of Winterfell. Winterfell is not huge enough to have all the armies inside, and since the Dothraki are horse riders, it's the best to put them outside, so they could try to charge into and possibly outflank the Army of the Dead. They will likely be accompanied with the Knights of the Vale. Of course, most of the Unsullied will be outside Winterfell as well. They do not ride horses, but they fight in their famous phalanx formation, with large groups of them fighting in lockstep phalanxes using spear and shield, although they are also trained to use short swords for close quarters combat. They will try to pull out the 3000 of Koror while defending Winterfell. The 3000 of Koror were the most famous Unsullied, who held back at the Dothraki Khalasar or 50,000 strong. Back then 3000 Unsullied successfully held their ground against the 50,000 Dothraki. Now there's around 7000 Unsullied, and they'll be facing a 100,000 strong army of the Night King, and here Grey Worm says goodbye to his Lamy Sandy before going into battle. Here Brienne fights on the walls of Winterfell. Jaime also fights for the Starks and he seems to be shouting something to Brienne. Then we are back at King's Landing with Cersei having a meeting with Euron Greyjoy and the leader of the Golden Company, Harry Strickland. This is somewhere in the mid episode 1, and this shot is from the end of episode 1, after Cersei's had a miscarriage. This was actually supposed to happen in the season 7 finale, but showrunners decided to rather have it in the season 8 premiere, and here it is. In case you don't believe me, there's one more proof confirming it. Notice that Cersei is drinking again, something she stopped doing ever since she became pregnant. Cersei's had a miscarriage. Before fighting at Winterfell, Jaime will pledge to fight for the living for the Starks. This is from episode 1, and after this Jaime will get a Stark armor, the same one Robb had. The Hound will be fighting at Winterfell as well, and here we have Jon seemingly charging at White Walkers or even at the Night King himself. The most interesting clip from this trailer is Jon and Dany approaching Drogon and Rhaegal. We know Dany is obviously heading to ride Drogon, and seemingly Jon is as well? I think this might be Jon preparing to ride Rhaegal, a dragon named after his father Rhaegar. This could also be after the two have learned the truth behind Jon's true parentage, and therefore are sure that Jon can be a dragon rider. Then we have some more of Arya, now not running, but fighting Whites in her unique style. Syrio Forel would be proud. Then we have this mysterious shot of Tyrion. Notice how there is no snow around him, and yet at the end of season 7 there's snow everywhere, from Winterfell to King's Landing. This right here might be the only shot from the Game of Thrones finale. Is he confirming some leaks regarding his fate that we've had for a few months now, one would wonder, but his look does imply that the things are not going well for Tyrion at this point. And right after that we have Drogon burning someone alive. That's interesting. In the final shot we have the Unsullied and the Knights of the Vale, with Brienne, Podrick and Jorah waiting for the Night King's army to attack. This is the episode 3 opening scene. There you have it, guys, detailed breakdown of the first official trailer for Game of Thrones Season 8. Many theory videos will come this day and following days as well. Stay tuned. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to subscribe to our channel and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.